All right, we decided to try it one more time from this vantage point. Let me try that once again. Let me see if that's working this time in a better capacity. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of this and there we go. Looks like I can see my face now. All right. All right. I think we have fixed the issue this time. So hopefully you can come on back on, log back on. We are back and looks like we are up and running properly this time. Looks like it is how it's supposed to show this time. So yep, okay. I got it on both ends. Okay. Got it here. All right. All right. Some of you are calling right now. We are live. All right. All right. Finally did it. All right. All right. We are finally live. All right. Good morning to each and every one of you. We are thankful for your time, thankful for your attention. We have already prayed, and so we're going to jump on into this thing here. There we go. We've got you back. Come on back in. Let persons know we are live and we are back up and running properly this time. We do apologize. I don't know what all of that was or why we were experiencing that difficulty, but we are back. All right. I see you on there. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Patrice. Good morning, Candy. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning to each and every one of you that came back. All right. We're glad to have you with us. Give a couple moments for persons to log back on. I think there were like 11 folks that was on with us at first, and give them a minute to come on back in here. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor, and he writes out all my scriptures, all my scriptions. Yeah, my scriptions. Gives me all of my medicines in the room. Come on back in the room. All right. We're grateful for you. Grateful for your time. Grateful for your attention. We've already prayed in the last episode or the last installment. I don't know what was going on there. It was showing some other image, but was not showing me. So we're here now. Glad to have you with us. Listen, we are here on today, the 19th of March, and we have been. This month has been kind of touch and go. There's been several days that we've had to miss, and even tomorrow and Friday, we're going to end up missing as well because we're going to be, the family is going to be in town with us. And so we don't want to belabor that. We don't want to, whenever we do this, we never want to um, be an inconvenience. I can do it now with no problem because I'm by myself, but my family's coming in tomorrow, so we want to make sure that we're not bothering them at 6 in the morning when we do this. All right. So we will reconvene on Monday. On Monday. All right. We'll come back in on Monday. But today is the 19th of March. And as we're going to be a little brief today because we've had to spend so much time with connectivity issues, but we're still going to share what the Lord gave us for today. Today is the 19th, meaning that tomorrow is the 20th, meaning tomorrow is the first day of spring. Today is the last day of winter. We are going into a new season. And so today I just want to have a conversation quickly from the conversation, marching into a new season. Would you put that in the comment? I'm marching into a new season. Come on, everybody, put that in the comment. marching into a new season. Now, even as we begin that conversation, sometimes it's difficult to fully understand this concept simply because everything still feels the same. Everything still looks the same. Everything is the same as far as aesthetics. But the truth of the matter is, things are changing all around us. Would you put that in the comment for me? Things are changing all around me. I'm going to try to do this quickly. So type quick. Things are changing all around me. All right. And so it might still be a little nippy outside, but I'm noticing that it's lighter later. Did you catch that? It's lighter later. Put that in the comment. It's lighter later. All right. I'm marching into a new season. All right. Old things are passed away, behold, all things are new. A new season is coming upon me. I'm marching into a new season. And some of you still think I'm only talking about leaving winter going into spring. And Elder Young, that's exciting because for those of us that like warmer weather, those of us that like lighter days, leaving winter going into spring is an exciting time. Going into spring after coming out of winter, it's exciting because it means that we are going into the days of new beginnings. Would you put that in the comment for me? The days of new beginnings. That's exciting when it is that I'm leaving winter and going into spring. However, I'm not just talking about the calendar seasons that are changing, but I'm talking about there's some things that's changing within me. Would you put in the comment, my season is changing? Come on, put that in there. My season is changing. You've heard me talk about the conversation in the context of a changing of the guard. There's a changing of the guard. There's a changing of the guard. You can put that in comment. I know I'm giving you a lot to type, but come on. There's a changing of the guard. The changing of the guard refers to when the new guard replaces the old guard, huh? Yeah. It's more than just the proverbial out with the old, in with the new. But it's a sacred moment celebrating the labor of those who served before, and a reminder that this thing didn't begin with you. And so we are thankful for those who have paved the way. I remember that it was about a year or two ago when a dear friend of mine, Bishop Clarence Sellers, he posted on his page one morning. He said it like this. He said, we are beholding an end of an era, end of a season right before our eyes. He said, God is taking the saints seemingly at a record pace and number. He said, mantles are falling and voices that we once relied upon are now silent. And as we prepare to celebrate the new fathers and the new mothers, apostles and prophets, God's bringing to the scene, let's pause to give a standing ovation to those who now sleep with the saints of old, those that held us down, those that prayed us through, those that blazed new trails and loved us unconditionally. For they will be missed. We are standing on their shoulders. They deserve honor. Would you put that last little phrase in the chat for me? They deserve honor. Would you do it? They deserve honor, and put honor in all caps, would you? Yeah. You've heard me talk about the fact that when uh, Paul says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, et cetera, et cetera. All right. When I was a child, you've heard me talk about my pastor, Pastor W.M. Miller. Pastor W.M. Miller was my pastor at the time. He was a short man, but to me, he was larger than life. Uh-huh. When I was younger, a young man, Deacon Kelvin Lennox was my minister of music. He was a tall man who was larger than life. Pastor Miller was a giant who made a great impact on myself and others. Whereas Calvin, he was an iconic figure known throughout the country for his music, larger than life. I looked at these two figures with great esteem in my youth. However, I now realize that I and my colleagues are now the Pastor Millers of the world. I and my colleagues are the Kelvin Lennoxes of the world. This can be sobering when we realize that our fathers and our mothers in ministry, our mentors, are going to sleep. You heard me share last year that all of my mentors from my youth, they are now sleeping. They have now gone on with the passing of my Uncle Ed Carter last year. He was the last of the top five. Now, I do have other mentors and other persons that I rely on and other persons that I listen to and other emerging voices that are coming into play even now. But when it is that my father, when it is that Kelvin, Pastor Turner, Uncle Ori, Uncle Ed, those persons who were towering figures, they were voices of reason. They were different persons from different places that gave different perspectives that helped me to shape and frame who I am today. And so I am realizing now that I am that to someone else. And now understand that you too are some of those voices. I want you to just go into your mind and think about some of those towering voices from your past, from your childhood, from your youth. Matter of fact, put some of those voices, put some of those names in the chat just to go and give them a shout out, just to give them a posthumous shout out. Put their names in the chat. You understand the Africanism says as long as you continue to speak the name of your loved one, they never fully die. They never truly die because you keep their name active in the atmosphere. So put some of your mentors, some of your giants, persons that had a great role in your development. Put their names in the chat. Give them shouts. Give them a little brief tribute, if you will. This is that moment. This is that time. Because now you are them. Ooh, that can be a sobering reality. You are them, those persons that you used to look up to. Matter of fact, we are in our state workers meeting in Peoria, Illinois, and I am in Bloomington right now for work. I'm here training in Bloomington now, which is only about 45 minutes away from Peoria. And whereas I would not normally be able to get to the workers meeting until the weekend because of work, well, just works out this time that I'm near the workers meeting because of my job. And so I was able to be there on the first night last night. And it continues to be a sobering reality when it is that when I walk in the room now, I walk in the room and I see the eyes of some of the young people in our state choir or some of the young musicians. When they see me the same way that I would see Kelvin walking in. And so it's a sobering reality to have that weight of responsibility on your shoulders. I, in no way, shape, and form, in no way, shape, or form, I am not a Kelvin Lennox. Kelvin Lennox, in my estimation, was light years ahead of what I do and how I present and produce. But those young people that's looking at me now, they don't have any idea about that. So what they see is me. And I'm letting somebody know right now, no pressure. What they see those persons that are coming behind you. They see you. They're looking at you. I'm seeing all of you. Gets it? Come on, Dr. Levi King, the one and the only. Absolutely. Oh, Mother Cabot, don't you do it. Lil Young, don't you do it. Mother Cabot, legendary. Do you hear me? Charles Ivy, Odell, all of these different persons that have left indelible marks in our lives. They are those giants that we grew up looking toward. They are those giants that we continue to hold in high regard. I challenge you to just go back and reflect on those giants that have made an impression on you. The Superintendent James Lennoxes, the Courtney Sanders Sr. Don't do it. Yeah, Fossil William Byrd, Barbara Johnson's, the, the, the Pastor Ellis's. Come on, all of those different individuals that have left a tremendous mark on who it is that you are, Superintendent Brown, all of these individuals. All right. And the truth of the matter is, God is saying to someone this morning that you no longer need those crutches. Pastor Steve, what he's saying, you no longer need those crutches. For those were persons that we leaned on and we depended on them to get us from point A to point B. Today, I come to let you know that those crutches are no longer needed and that you are them. You are the crutches that persons utilize. Why? Because seasons have changed. Come on, put in the comment again. My season has changed. And I've told you sometimes before that when you shift into a new season, you begin to realize just how kind God is. You realize just how kind God is. Patrice, God is so kind that he does not take us directly from one thing directly into another. What do you mean, Pastor Stevie? God is so kind. He doesn't take us directly from winter into summer, but he gives us a warm-up period known as spring. Conversely, he does not take us directly from summer into winter. He gives us that cool down period known as autumn or the fall. You understand that if you took us from the frigidity of winter directly into the heat of summer, it would cause us to go into shock. Conversely, if we went directly from 100 plus degree weather, directly from that into some of the negative days that we experienced last month and the month before that, our bodies would go into shock. To go from 105 degrees to 2 degrees, that would throw your body into shock because we're not equipped to deal with such extreme changes. Last week, before the storm, it was 85 degrees. And then a day or two later, it was 40 degrees. That was an extreme shift. So imagine going from 100 down to single digits in a matter of hours. Yeah. And so God is kind that he does not take us directly from one to another. Even now, as we sit here at 6:38 a.m., it's a brand new day, but it's still dark outside. Reason being, he gives us a warm-up period. He doesn't take us directly from the darkness of night and put lights right in our face. Imagine, if you will, it were dark all around us and all of a sudden it going from the darkness of night to all of a sudden bright light. Did you see just how extreme that can be when it is that you are in a darkened environment? You are in a darkened space where it's complete darkness. You can't hardly see me. Can you imagine if, in fact, this was 6:38, but then right at 6:39, all of a sudden the sun comes out. The sun comes out and it's now just bright like that. It would cause us to go into some type of, oh, I won't say blindness, but it could blind you to go directly from darkness into nighttime. And then it could depress you to go from daylight into instant darkness. Are you hearing what I'm saying? God is so kind that he takes us from one to the other, giving incremental changes. Would you put that in the comment for me? Incremental changes. Mhm. Yeah, incremental changes. Yeah, he allows us to warm up, and that's where we are right now. As we are getting ready to march into the spring, Elder Ellis, God is giving us a warm up period. I dare you to put in the comment, this is my warm up period. Yeah. I'm not going to hold you long. This is my warm up period. If there's any athletes that are listening to me right now, they could tell you that it's important to warm up first. Yeah. Would you put that in the comment? It's important to warm up. Yeah. You got to warm up first. If you don't warm up, you might pull something. You might injure something. You might tear something. And so understand that the warm up is just getting me ready for the heat that's ahead. Yeah. The warm up feels great and perfect even, but understand that the warm up is not the destination. The destination in this regard is the summer, the heat that's ahead. And I came to give you a message briefly that everything that you've gone through has been in preparation for the destination ahead. Yeah, you're not hearing me. Yeah. Everything that you have had to deal with, everything that you've had to endure and survive, it's been in preparation for the destination ahead. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, understand that the images of winter they will soon be replaced by the warm images of spring. Mhm. You're going to hear birds chirping. You're going to see flowers blooming. And this is my encouragement to someone who can hear me right now to bloom where you planted. Huh? I dare you to put that in the comment. I'm a bloom where I'm planted. Mhm. For you understand, it's easy to relocate and develop elsewhere, but you understand that it's a blessing to not be a transplant. Yeah, yeah. Bloom where you are planted. I believe that this is the time to prepare for great production and great mobilization. Mhm. Yeah. Bloom where you are planted. You know, our overarching theme for this month of Jumpstart is March On. Yeah. I'm a march on. I'm a bloom where I am planted because my season is changing. And if we'd be honest, some of us are starting to realize that our seasons are changing. I know our season changing. That's a shout in many situations. However, it can be something that causes us to shudder when you're looking at it from a different context because our season is changing. Mike, there was a day when I owned a hairline. Yeah. Yeah, don't judge me. We listen and we don't judge. I used to have a hairline, you understand? Yeah, it used to be somewhere around here. Yeah, right there. And it'd be nicely boxed in, nicely framed. But my season, huh? I ain't studying none of y'all. My season has change. You do understand that there used to be a moment in time when it was that I could do a 3 hour rehearsal and not flinch. But my season has changed. There used to be a day when if I lost my voice, if I blew my voice out singing and hollering and, not being healthy with my voice, it would come back the next morning like new mercies, huh? Yeah. But my season has changed. And some of us are starting to realize that our seasons are changing. It's one of the most difficult things to admit when we start to admit that we are not who we used to be. Yeah. I know you want to still front like you still that person. I know you want to still act like you still got it like you did back in the day. You can still pull them like you did back in the day. You just as cool as you was back in your heyday. You keeping up with the latest phraseology and jargon and slang. Yep, that's cool. But forgive me, ma'am. Forgive me, sir. But I must inform you that your season. Oh, Sandra, they're not trying to hear me today, but I need you to understand that your season is changing too. You hear me clearing my throat all this much? Almost like I'm going through puberty simply because the young my season, huh? I put a I put a birthday celebratory post up for my second oldest nephew, Ethan. He just turned 18. My God, and I feel like a fossil now. He just turned 18. I literally remember the moment he was born. Seems like it was just happened a couple nights ago. But he just turned 18, and I put a celebratory birthday post up for him and told this comical story and all of that and said all these wonderful things about it and end up putting his wrong middle name up. I put happy birthday Ethan Robert Patterson. Robert ain't his middle name. His middle name is Scott. And he texted me last night. He's like, Unc, he's like, my middle name is Scott. And I'm like, I know that. Then it hit me. I put Robert. I said, nephew, please forgive me. I said, your uncle getting old. Yo, I said, uncle's getting old. My season, you understand what I'm saying? My season is changing. And then I don't you look at me in that tone of voice because your season is changing too. You don't believe me? If it takes longer and longer for you to recuperate from fatigue, your season might be changing. If you'd rather sit and talk about how you used to do it rather than actually doing it, your season might be changing. If getting out of a chair or getting out of bed now has a soundtrack, you understand when you get up out the chair, you're like, oh my goodness. Yeah, your season might be changing. You understand if you have to decide if you're gonna go back upstairs because you forgot something. Yeah. I ain't starting out here. Your season might be changing. If you can tell that it's getting ready to rain without a meteorologist, because your joints are starting to let you know that you got some showers coming. Yeah. Your season. Yeah, you can tell the weather without a weatherman. Yeah, that's because your season is changing. If your bedtime has moved from late night hours to right after the news, yeah, your season. Yeah. If you can be wide awake at 7 o'clock and sound asleep at 7:05, guess what? Listen, if you on a first name basis with your barber and your pharmacist, your season might be changing. Yeah. If you got your doctor on speed dial, if you got your medications in that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that case. Oh my goodness, your season I'm sorry, y'all don't want to hear it, but listen, if you popping pills like Tic Tacs, or better yet, if you confusing Tic Tacs with TikTok, yeah, your season. You'll see. Yeah, come on, just come on. Everybody say it. Touch your neighbor. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, your seasons might be changing. You understand what I'm telling you. I'm just letting you understand that your season has changed. But understand that that's not necessarily a terrible thing, because it means that I have grown up. It means that I have bettered. At least it should mean that I have bettered myself. It should mean that I am not as corrupt as I was. I'm not as capable of foolishness as I once was. You understand? I have these grays in my beard, but these grays should indicate a little wisdom. You understand? It takes my youngest daughter, it takes Madison to come and point out whenever there are new grays in my beard. I tell you, my daughter continues to she sneak disses me. She's so cute, so pretty, whatever. And so that little smile, she thinks she can get away with it all. But I told you, she'll always, every now and then, Mike, come get your goddaughter. She'll come and be like, how come you just can't take your hair from here and put it up here so you can have real hair? I'm like, little girl, go ahead and go in another room. How come it was darker a few weeks ago, but now it's getting lighter? Yeah, little girl, I'd ask you to go have a seat. Yeah, yeah. You understand it. It takes kids letting you understand in their own sweet, innocent way that your season has changed. And as I leave you, I simply give you the understanding that my season has, in fact, changed. This song by James Hall, it says, my life has, I'm not the same. My life has changed since the Lord changed me. Yes, since He saved me. But understand that my season has changed, meaning that there's certain things that I used to do, that I used to enjoy, but I don't do no more. Oh, my Lord. Yeah. Help Superintendent Brent Hood, my cousin on here. Love you, brother. Congratulations. Our seasons have changed, brother. Our, our seasons have changed. Brent was right there with me. He, pretty boy. He had a hairline just like I did. We got pictures. We ain't got those hairlines no more. They've been co-opted for a bald look. You understand? Because our seasons have changed. You understand what I'm telling you? Our seasons have changed. And the shout of it all is the fact that God has done a great thing within us. Would you put that in the comment? God has done a great thing in me. It's a blessing that my season has changed, because imagine me being a 50-year-old still up in the club. Don't play with me. I ain't studying none of y'all this morning. Listen, because there's some folks, you come on, we all know them. We got some in our family. We got some people that's on our job that's still looking to see where the set's at. No. Their season hasn't changed. Well, actually, it's changed. They just have not gone and owned the fact that that ain't me no more. Because our seasons have changed. You'll find yourself frustrated dealing with persons who's still holding on to old season. You understand that in the fashion world, it is a faux pas. It is almost a sin to be wearing last season's clothes. So imagine how it is that the saints can be operating from last season's operatives. Oh my goodness. You understand that persons will look you up and down if in fact you showed up in New York at Fashion Week trying to pull off something that you, matter of fact, listen, I ain't even got to go that far, Sandra. Listen, I got some sisters on here. Forget the sister. I got a wife. You understand? My wife is not going to be seen wearing a whole bunch of stuff that she wore last year. You understand what I'm saying? We listen. There's different things that my wife has that is gorgeous. Matter of fact, I just posted a picture of her. This past we took a picture after church on Sunday. A beautiful little outfit she had on, burnt orange. I love burnt orange. That's about one of my favorites. You understand what I'm about? Is that a tear? My God, who's that? Listen, but guess what? You ain't about to see that outfit too much no more. You just ain't gonna see it that much no more. How come? Because I posted that picture, and she ain't about to be walking around wearing the same outfit because she know I post a lot of her because she just bad like that to me. Huh? Don't play with me. And so she's not going to probably wear that too often because she doesn't want to be seen wearing the same stuff over and over. And come on, don't leave my wife out there alone because some of y'all the same way, huh? Yeah. And the thing is, there may be moments and times when you may wear something from last season just as a retro moment, but that's not about to become a part of your normative collection. That's not about to be a part of your normative look because that was the old me. And some of us need to get used to saying that was the old me. Oh, I dare you to put in the comment. That was the old me. That's why you can never come and try to hijack my future or even my present because that was the old me. You can never terrorize me, threatening me to talk about my past, who I used to be. Guess what? I'll join you. Matter of fact, I'll give you the accurate information. Why? And I ain't got no shame. Y'all have heard me talk many times before on some stuff that may be less than flattering, but I'm not going to run from it anymore. How come? Because that ain't me no more. Listen, I'm that type of person. Brent, I think I told somebody recently, I said, I ain't get this size from running all that much. Huh? Listen, Michelle, listen, I don't run like that. I don't run from who I used to be. It is what it is. Guess what? We can dissect it. We can talk about it because that's what I used to do. That's who I used to be. And I learned the nuggets, learned the lessons from that period of life. So I don't run from it. Matter of fact, I'll discuss it because someone coming behind me can benefit from it. Don't play with me. Yeah. And so we can talk about it all day. How come? Because that was the old me. My season has changed. Multiple sex partners doesn't do it for me anymore. I'm good with one. Don't play. Listen, because my season has changed. Now, if you had been talking to me 30 years ago, guess what? You'd have to hide your girl from me. You understand? Don't play with me. If this was back in the 90s, huh? Yeah, make sure you don't don't introduce me to your sister. You understand? But my season, listen, y'all so judgmental. Listen, I told you we listen and we don't judge. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody might say drinking doesn't do it for me anymore. How come? My season has changed. Getting high, that doesn't cut it for me anymore. You know what? I used to smell like a dispensary. You understand? It used to be in my hair, in my cuticles. My lips used to be a different color because I was always smoking trees. But that don't do it for me no more because my season has changed. I'm not all up in everybody's business no more. Tea doesn't do it for me no more, huh? Because my season has changed. And that's where we have got to grow comfortable in letting persons know that our season has changed. So if they want to keep bringing stuff up, guess what? Listen, I tell folks all the time, that was last season. Somebody put that in the comments. That was last season. Yeah. That was last season. There's a big difference in what went down last season and this season. Yeah. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they're killing it in the NBA right now. But that wasn't their story last season. The Houston Rockets trying to make a push. They trying to push up on OKC. Because it's a new season. Yeah. Luka Doncic, he's playing for my Lakers right now. He was on the Dallas Mavericks this time last year, but he rocking the purple and gold this year. He ain't doing Dallas no more. That was last season. Y'all not catching me right now. Somebody hollered, that was last season. Yeah. Some of you can look back at who you were this time last year. You can look back at who you were this time 5 years ago. You can look back and begin to identify how you were and who you were back in a different era of your life and can proudly declare that was last season. Yeah, old things are passed away. Behold, all things are new. Listen, I came to encourage you this morning as I log off until next Monday. I came to let you know, embrace this new season. God has been faithful then, and God is going to be faithful now. I told you, you are now those giants that you used to look up to. That's you now. Yeah, yeah. So where it was, as I shared with you, Pastor Miller was the giant in my life. Kelvin Lennox was the giant in my life. My daddy was the giant in my life. Understand that I'm now that person that someone's looking at the way that I looked at them. Brent, you are absolutely talking good, because when your seasons change, that appetite needs to change too. Don't play with me. I told you that's my cousin. My cousin, you know, if I could go and put the camera on him, he'd come with some fire right now. You understand? Because everything about me should be changing. Everything about, listen, the things that used to entice me back in the day no longer entices me. Listen, you're not going to be able to catch me up. A bad 20-year-old, a bad 21-year-old ain't going to be able to go and entice me like that, simply because my seasons change. Not because I'm so holy, not because I'm so, no, I still see what she got. I still see the packaging. I still see the lumps. I still see the humps. I still see the, yeah, I still see it. But my season has changed. Not that I'm so anointed, so holy that it doesn't phase me. Knock it off. I still like what I like. But that's not going to throw me. That's not going to phase me, because a 20-year-old or 21-year-old now looks like a child to me. I got a going on 16-year-old who looks about like she's 20. You understand? That's not going to phase me because my season has changed. Now, back in the 90s, oh yeah, that would bless my life. But you understand, there's a different season now. I'm looking through different lenses now. And so I encourage those of you that are in that space where your season has changed or is changing, embrace it. Instead of being that cat that's trying to hold on to your youth by buying a sports car, instead of being the old dude in the club with gold chains, instead of trying to go and recapture your youth with through a midlife crisis by going and doing the Bill Belichick thing and getting a 22-year-old girlfriend and parading her around as if you're a granddaddy. You are just embracing the fact that the seasons have changed. And God is trying to do something with us in this new season. God is going to use us for his glory in this new season. There is greatness that's about to develop in this new season. It does not yet appear who you shall become in this new season. For eyes have not seen, I have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it even entered into your heart the things that the Lord is getting ready to do in your life. Listen, I praise God for your time, for your attention. I'm grateful that you took this time to hang out with me on this morning. Would you do me a favor? Would you share this on your page? Would you text someone or tag someone? Let them know that they need to check this out right quick before they get to work, before they make their morning commute. And then there may be somebody that is able to sow a seed into the ministry. The giving options are on the bottom of the screen. CashApp, Givelify, or Zelle. Do me a favor. Would you take a moment to simply just sow a seed into the ministry at Zion? There's some great things that are on the horizon at Zion Temple because our season is changing. I'm in a place right now, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm in a different space right now where I told you I don't run. I don't run. Meaning I don't run from things, but on that same front, I don't chase. I don't run and I don't chase, meaning that there are certain things that in certain seasons, in old seasons, we found ourselves running behind and chasing and trying to go and convince and it's a different season. Israel Houghton says it's a new season, it's a new day. You understand? And so in this season, I'm okay with being still and seeing the salvation of the Lord. I'm in this season where I'm comfortable with stepping back, as the song says. Step back and let God take control, understanding that God is going to do God things with or without you. You understand what I'm saying? So certain things I've got to be it's got to be well within that God is up to something. And as much as I try to go and finagle things and work things out and manipulate matters, if I just hold my peace, the old folks were on to something. Son. They said, if I hold my peace, Cynthia, and let the Lord handle these battles, victory shall be mine. That that's how they were able to live so long, because they operated from the wisdom that says, I don't have to go and fight everything. These certain battles, Michelle, you don't have to fight. This battle is not yours. Certain things I have to just sit back and just smile and just look and just love on you. I was having a conversation last night. I don't have to go and chase. I don't have to go and prove anything at this age. This white right here, this means that I don't have to go and prove too much to too many folks. You understand what I'm saying? And so if I loved you, I love you. If you know I love you, then know I love you. If you don't know it, I'ma still love you regardless whether you reciprocate it or not, because I'm trying to see Jesus. Listen, I praise God for your time and attention. Would you do me a favor? Share this on your page once again. And I look to see you on next Monday, if the Lord says the same. You can join us this week. We are in our workers' meeting in Peoria, Illinois, at Love and Kindness Ministries in Peoria, Illinois. Pastor F. Michael Watson, Lady Michelle Watson. I see you on here, my sister. Bishop Ember Patterson Jr., Mother Alberta Porter. Those are our leaders, and we're going to be live every night. And so we'll be streaming and sharing it on this page right here, in case those persons may want to join us and be with us. We started off with a bang on last night, and whenever Southern Illinois comes together, we're gonna have some church, y'all. So we look forward to seeing you with us this week. And if you're not able to join us this week, we will be back on Sunday in Zion Temple, and we'll be back up and running for our jump starts on Monday at 6. I love you guys. You be blessed. Peace.